When something is familiar, you tend to forget it's there. Like when a tool is good enough, it sort of like fades into the background and allows the so-called fruits of your labor to shine through. Now that's kind of the same theme that we've had with the Suzuki Ertiga because, well, it's been over a year since the latest version was introduced to us here in the Philippines. We've done so much already with this car, from like drives to features and even a walk around to kickstart its journey with us on our channel. So if you will, allow me to sit down with you guys and give you insights about the Suzuki Ertiga through our misadventures on this episode of Behind the Wheel. It's been a recurring theme that the Suzuki Ertiga is a seven-seater for under 7 digits. Whether you're talking about the very first one or the current one, you can get one for under 1 million Philippine pesos. And even with a mild hybrid system, you can still bag one for under 1 million Philippine pesos. This GLX comes in at 1,178,000 Philippine pesos. And that includes all the bells and whistles that Suzuki can throw at it. What I do love about the Ertiga is that, well, Suzuki has kept that price on somewhat of a diet to make sure that it doesn't really balloon all that much and it doesn't alienate the value-loving customers. You like that? And by giving that money to Suzuki, it helps you slightly. And when I say slight, because you do have a mild hybrid system. Now, trying to look for the mild hybrid system in here is like trying to play an impossible game of Where's Waldo. But for all intents and purposes, you do get a 1.5 liter gasoline engine. Case in point, one of the very first times that we took the Suzuki Ertiga out for a drive was out to lunch with the team to Pampanga. And one of the main questions then was the ride quality any good? However, the real question was, will the mild hybrid system make a meaningful difference in the drive of the car while loaded up? And the answer was, not really. It boils down to the fact that this is more of a supplement rather than a full course meal. But that doesn't mean that it was completely worthless. In our most recent video with the Ertiga, Jack, Earl, and I did a shopping marathon hunting for Earl's running gear, and truth be told, Earl, who was in charge of the video, had initially anticipated to run out of gas by the time we reached Metro Manila. We were prepared for a gas stop, but the Ertiga didn't need it. In fact, after Earl had dropped both Jack and I, he was still able to make it all the way to his house, traveling a total of 474 kilometers. And get this, with the same fuel from yesterday, he was still able to pick me up for this review. And we only gassed up when we reached Nuvali, bringing the total to 515.9 kilometers on a single tank of fuel with an average consumption of 14.3 kilometers per liter. With our figures, the range computer calculated 534 kilometers, which is nuts for a 45-liter tank. When Earl and I gassed up the Ertiga for this review, there was still about 8 liters of fuel left inside the tank. Now, to be honest with you, that's ridiculously impressive. Plus, the Ertiga is already a champ when it comes to sipping fuel, as you would have already seen on our episodes of Behind the Desk, whether we're talking about the base Ertiga or the much snazzier XL7. Which, by the way, now also comes with a mild hybrid system. There is yet another note that I would like to mention when it comes to this time the exterior of the Ertiga, which is that not much has changed on it. Now, on all our travels, we can't tell whether it's the new version or the old version when we see it out on the road, up until we're about 2 car lengths away from it. Whatever Suzuki used back then is exactly what they used today. And while it's okay when it first came out in 2019, today, however, it is starting to look a little bit older. I mean, that was 5 years ago. I was 20. Earl was a zygote. Jack was in diapers. Depends. While a new grille, slightly updated front, and new wheels are appreciated, we meant what we said during our walk around, which was, it is what it is. The same can be said about the interior. Some recipe for success. You have sliding seats that help rear passengers space, or to help Jack get a spiteful nap due to being in a car too long with yours truly. These seats even recline, so instead of beating Earl up, he just pulled and poked him, which I think is a total win for Earl. Ever so slightly tighter than its main rival, the Mitsubishi Expander, but 5 boxes is still 5 boxes. Now, what isn't a total win for the Ertiga are some of the missing features that you have in here. This car does cost, this particular model, over 1 million Philippine pesos. And there are some things that you wish were in here already. For instance, a telescopic steering wheel, which it does not have. Speed sensing door locks, also it doesn't have. And up front, you're relegated to halogen headlamps. Now, I don't want to have to ask the chicken or the egg question, but you're talking about speed sensing door locks or automatic lights. I kind of want the egg too. And really, it's things that you would expect for this car, again, because it is over 1 million Philippine pesos. Now, moving over to the positives of the car, you got a small screen in the middle of your instrument cluster and a larger screen as your infotainment system. Though I do have to say that depending on how the light hits it, the glare can be kind of bad, whether you're looking at your map or your reverse camera. What the hell is that? What we like, however, is the dashboard, the hard plastics on the dashboard. Now, I make mention of that because this car already has over 22,000 kilometers on it. And even after a year of hard miles, everything still looks good as new. Whether the steering wheel, the dashboard, or the seats, it's durable to a sense that it doesn't look like it's old at all. Now, after driving the Suzuki Ertiga for thousands, and I do mean that, of kilometers up until this point, I can say that it will most definitely fade into the background as you drive it. Now, I did say in the beginning of this video, it is a tool, but I didn't exactly say what for. Honestly, it's an okay drive. It's not the sharpest, heck, it's not even the smoothest. There are other rivals out there that do better on those fronts. All things considered, it's really just a fair drive. But the leg up here is really the mild hybrid system and the stellar fuel economy. We did wrestle this car over some twisty roads, but carving corners? Yeah, I don't know about that. My reaction would be the same as when Gino sent me in a cousin of the Ertiga to get his stupid little plaque all the way from Paete. You might want to rethink or renegotiate the reasons why you're actually getting this car. Look, at the end of the day, this car ticked all the boxes that, well, we, practical and value-minded individuals, need, which are efficiency, practicality, dependability, and durability. It can get you from point A to point B and C or anywhere you desire. You get it? It's practical enough to haul for shopping trips or team lunches at a moment's notice. And it does so with dependability, with simple and efficient technologies and equipment. Plus, its durable build ensures that you will keep going on without it breaking a sweat. The Ertiga Hybrid really shines in giving you your money's worth. And I think today we've shown and told already a lot of stories about it. But what we want to know now is, well, for you guys out there, if you own the Ertiga, tell us what kind of stories is it that you have shared with your family or whatnot that you have with the Ertiga. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it's not really about the car. Sometimes it's really about the memories that you make with it.